Hello and a very good morning. Alright, so it's not yet 10 a.m. and I've already accomplished 2 out of 3 sessions of exercise. So I'm just walking back now from the pool. It was my intention to go in the afternoon, so do 1 session back at the flat, rest, do the afternoon session at the pool, rest, and then do the evening session back at the flat. But for 5 days only, possibly the weekend as well, we'll see. I decided that because I don't have any work deadlines to fulfill, I would take the opportunity to just burn myself out with exercise and rest. So basically, I'm going to be, literally I'm on a fat burn, so I'm eating limited food. I'm literally eating just a limited amount of food, just for the calories that I need, nutrients-wise kind of thing. Sorry, I was distracted. A group of some disabled people and carers just walked past, so my mind was elsewhere just now as I said what I just said. Anyway, right, so like with my parties, people with special needs are very welcome. I've got footage from the last party, my Good Friday party, that doubled kind of as my birthday party. I have footage where the special needs people are there and they're having a magnificent time. So always got the time of day for them. I don't see them as separate. I think they're very welcome to join in and enjoy themselves. So I create that kind of environment where anyone can come. Young or old, able or disabled, you're all welcome. Anyway, I digressed. Yeah, so because I don't need energy for anything other than exercise, I'm cheating. So I've put aside the porridge for the week, and when I do return, which was the plan, I will have it only on 2 days of the week. So immediately after my training session on Tuesday and on Thursday. Well, really, it's only, I think, like I'm just sort of like walking now, and over on the other side there's a woman with her 2 children in the park. And I think there are 2 things that stop people from achieving whatever targets they set for themselves, exercise and fitness-wise. One is children, because children, I say, are energy thieves. They demand all of your energy, which leaves you with very little for yourself. I say this as someone who doesn't have any children. And the other thing is work. Children and work get in the way. So for me, I don't have any children, and I don't have, as I said, any work deadlines for this week, so I can just literally, at my leisure, burn myself out, which is what I'm doing. So, as I said, Lucozade doesn't have many calories, but it gives you the energy that you need. And a lot of the time, in my case, when I'm working, I eat for energy to sustain me throughout the day. So so I can exercise in the morning and then come back and do a full day's work. But I'm aiming, because I'm all about fat burning this week, I don't need to intake a lot of protein. So I don't need really to eat anything beyond eating to fill a gap, hunger, to satisfy my hunger, as opposed to eating for energy. I can get the energy from the Lucozade. So I reckon by Saturday morning, I should have achieved my target with the 3 hard sessions of exercise. I sweat like nobody's business from when I'm on the bike. I also do resistance work with ankle weights, so that increases the ante. I've been lifting weights as well, dumbbells. So again, it is literally burning up a lot of energy. But that's it. Things work out how they're supposed to work out. So now I'm going to tell you about the God part of my morning. So, like I said, I was supposed to go in the afternoon, but I had sufficient energy to go in the morning. Hey, doggies. Hello. Yeah, I always have to say hello to dogs. They're my favorite creatures. Right, so I had enough energy after I finished doing the session on the bike and with the ankle weights. And squats I did as well. So I just organized myself and headed straight to the pool. Now, here's God's timing. While I was almost finished exercising, a man came into the pool, and long story short, he asked me if I'm Jamaican, blah, 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 this, that, the other. He is also, but he was born here to Jamaican parents. So, long story short, we ended up talking about just, living right lives. Actually, I know how we came to that. He asked me if I've been back to Jamaica. I said to him that I was born here, but we moved there in the early 1970s. He asked if I'd been back, and I said not after. I went back once in 1998, and I haven't been back. So he asked why, and I said because I promised God that if He got me out of there alive, I wouldn't come back. And I explained to him that I feared for my life because of the crazy way that people drive out there, and so I'm somebody who keep my word. If I say to God that I'm not going to do something, then I won't. I've asked him, I said to him, if you get me out of here alive, I promise I won't come back. I keep my promise. It was the same thing when he took my voice. And I said to him, if you give it back to me, I promise I won't be afraid to use it again. And that's when I discovered karaoke, shortly after. And that was 20 years ago. So, and I'm not afraid to use my voice now. Proof being that I picked myself up on Saturday and went to karaoke to sing after having not done it for like 4 years. Zero singing in 4 years. And I had the confidence to get up there and do it. Because the whole point was I spent all those years going to karaoke to learn to overcome that weakness of singing in front of people. So that said, I was the one to mention God. And it turns out that he's a Christian. He said he converted to Christianity from Rastafarianism when he was 17 years old. And he then went on to say that he has a wife that he's been married to for 35 years. And they have 2 children. And they, because he took... We mentioned this, I brought up the topic of discipline. Because obviously you need to be disciplined to exercise and all of that. And so it was really nice. So I'm just sort of like cutting to the chase. But I know when God sort of like brings somebody into the arena, because I wasn't supposed to be there at that time. And we ended up having a conversation that was mutually benefiting to both of us spiritually. So I said I really enjoyed talking to him, and he said the same as well. And it turns out that he wrote a book also, which I'm going to... I don't read. I don't actually have the time to read, because you can't read and sew at the same time. You can't read and exercise at the same time. So I said to him, I listen to audiobooks because I can do that while I'm working. And but his book isn't on an audiobook as yet, he said. Anyways, his book is called Luck, Coincidence, or Providence, which is a great title. Mine is called We Exist, Why? So I'm going to look it up now when I get back and share it to Facebook. and just in case anybody might be interested. But in keeping it short, I'm just going to say that I also made the point to him about how my book came into being, that I never actually set out to write a book, but that I ended up being inspired to do it, and that the person who helped me, or rather there was somebody sent to help me get it published, and I talked to him about the process of it, that I don't have typing skills because I chose not to learn, which I mentioned in the book, because I knew that I didn't want to work in an office and I didn't want to have that skill to fall back on. So, and as regards typing up the manuscript, there was an old typewriter we were subletting, the sister I'm looking after and myself, we were subletting, and in the attic I recall seeing an old typewriter, so I dug it out and used that to type the manuscript. But it was set to double spacing, and I having no knowledge of how to use a typewriter, I tried in vain to set it to normal type, but I couldn't, so I just ended up typing at double space. So when I took it to this guy who's become one of my best friends, not that I have best friends, but there's somebody that we see eye to eye spiritually. We have, he's of sound understanding. So, there aren't many people that you see completely eye to eye with on matters related to God. So when I presented it to him, because he said he wanted to read this book, and he told me that I needed to type it up and everything. But anyway, so when I did finish typing and I presented it to him, he said, "Well done, you typed it double space." So I related this to Derek, who I was speaking to today in the pool. And so we were just talking about ways that God works. And it was, things, normally when people come into the pool when I'm in there exercising, they talk rubbish. But it was good. It was good to sort of like I finished exercising and it was just winding up to come out. And it was good to just be in that environment talking with somebody who has a firm belief in God and a sound understanding of how God works. So, sometimes God will send somebody along for you to pass the time of day with. And, because you might not have anybody around who understands where you're coming from. So even like with this manic program that I'm on, 3 heavy sessions of exercise a day for a week, people wouldn't necessarily understand why I'm doing it. They would think that I'm obsessed, but God has given me this window, and we have beautiful weather as well. He's given me this window so that I have the time and the opportunity, and as well He blessed me with the wisdom to know what to do in order to speed up the process. So instead of like eating a lot of food for energy, I just need to have sips of Lucozade to give me the required energy to get through the task of 3 heavy sessions of exercise a day. And it's, I feel great. So now, when I get back, I've got karaoke on Saturday. When I get back, I'm going to do 3 hours of song practice. So I can do that. It's just my poor sister has to tolerate me repeating the same songs over and over. So with that, if you don't do what you're capable of, then God will not help you. So for example, I said in yesterday's video, I said that I went to karaoke on Saturday for the first time in 4 years, and I was expecting to have to start over again to sort of strengthen my voice, get back what I lost and all of that. And I was absolutely amazed to find that I hadn't lost anything. And I mentioned that to Derek in the pool this morning as an example of how God works. And so I said to him that if he knows that you're willing to put in the effort, sometimes he will give you a pass, and if you like grace, he will give you grace, and you won't have to go through that thing that you were willing to put yourself through. A bit like, Abraham and Isaac, when Abraham was asked to sacrifice Isaac, because he was willing to do it, it wasn't required of him. And so that's how I regard it anyway. So I am very happy, contented if you like, with the current state of affairs. And it's just literally just to keep doing what I'm doing, because it seems to be working, and allowing God to do the rest. So that's my little video for the day. I hope there's something in it that you might be able to pick up. For example, if you're trying to exercise, lose weight or something, you don't actually have to go down the food route. You can just get a source of energy and use that to help you. Anyway, take care. Have a lovely day. Bye.